Welcome everybody to episode 302 of the effing title.
Ooh.
I'm Big Husky.
I'm DeNutte.
We're back once again.
Back.
Hey, how you doing, baby?
I'm great.
How
are
doing,
you?
Baby? I'm doing alright.
I actually didn't tell you. I bowled a 236 last night. New PR.
There we go. I only lost like 2 games of Magic to Booba.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Saturday. Magic Day.
Yep. I had one game where it was my Sauron deck popping off, and he's like, I'm gonna do something stupid, and then he did something stupid, and then he started trying to combo off, and I reread his cards and realized that the combo he was trying to work didn't work the way he thought it was supposed to work.
Isn't that the truth, right?
Yeah, but the worst part, you know what the worst part is though? He's set up this combo, and he's had it for like a year now with this deck.
Oh no! And so he finally did it, and then it was that doesn't work.
Well, apparently he's been doing it this whole time, like that sort of thing, and no one's caught him on it because it's kind of like I do this, and this, and and it makes sense when you're saying it like that, but then when you look at it, because what it is,
because most of the time you're like, all right,
yeah, because what it is he has one card that says sacrifice an artifact, you gain 2 colorless. Yeah. And he makes a copy of it. So when he made a copy of it, he's like, I sacrifice 1 artifact, I get 4 colorless. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's not how that works, because which one is the sacrifice trigger? Yeah. Because you're not triggering both of them, it's only triggering one of them. And then he's like, oh. Shit. Like, I can see, like, you can see the cogs work, and then the light bulb go off, of like the, like...
I messed up.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was funny seeing that, but then like seeing my Sauron deck pop off again is like, love it.
Did you use your Tarkir deck?
Yep.
Did you win with that?
I won, I think 2 out of 3 with it. There was one game. There was one game where I had a slow start, and I just couldn't do anything. But there was one game where it was over by like turn 7. Like, and I didn't even attack. Like, I don't think I attacked with anything. It was just me playing cards. Because I got the card out that just said, like, the difference in power and toughness, you lose that much life. And I had the 13 in my hand. I played another, like, 2 or 3 cards, and it was just bing, bang, boom, done. Like, so, it was funny. Because it was like, I did that, and he's like, that's really strong. I'm like, yeah! Me and DeNutte didn't think it was going to be this strong either. Like, so.
I killed DeNutte.
Yeah. Right, so we're doing a movie review today. We decided we're going to do a movie review today. As to new what movie he would like to do, because we got a couple on a list, right? We got a couple different ones that we can always hit, and he said, have you seen HAVOC?
I just watched it the night before we had this talk, and I was like, all right, watch this.
Yeah, so I was like, bet. So we watched HAVOC on Netflix film, which, by the way, Netflix, I'm gonna fight you. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna fight you. So many issues. But yeah, so we finally got to watch HAVOC. So as always, to start it off with, so you guys don't have to watch the whole thing, but we'd appreciate it if you do. What are you giving HAVOC out of what?
I give it 3.4.
Oh.
Slow Tom Hardy walks out of 5.
Okay, I'm gonna go 2.5 slow Tom Hardy walks out of 5. Like, going right down the middle. Like,
maybe 3-3. I'll go 3-3.
3-3, okay. Yeah, no, it's funny watching him, like, very, like, I don't know if it's an exaggerated him walking or if that's just how he does things. Why am I getting a call right now? What is happening?
Blowing up.
Apparently, wait a minute. Okay, I can't. Oh, hold a sec. Oh, God, so many issues are happening! Alright, DeNutte, you were no longer on the screen for a hot second. Who the fuck is calling me? I am working here, and now nothing. Oh god, oh god. I'm leaving all this in, by the way. I don't care. You can keep going with your stuff. Who the fuck is? God damn it!
Before we get into everything, it's like there are aspects of the movie that are fun. It's a fun action movie, fun like corrupt cop movie.
Yes.
And like,
I wasn't sure what it was gonna be.
Yeah, you're like, so watching the trailers, there's like a big there's a movie called Upgrade that came out a few years ago.
Yes, I remember
where
that one.
the guy gets like an implant into his spine. He's paralyzed. He can walk again. The trailer gave off big upgrade vibes. But they're asked, so like, so all right. At the end of the day, so this movie's directed by Gareth Reynolds, Welsh director, and he is known for directing like Indonesian action movies.
Is it Evans? Gareth Evans.
Yes, sorry, Gareth Evans.
Yeah,
what did I say?
You said Reynolds. I was like
Reynolds.
I was like, it just caught me because I was like, I just looked at it a couple days ago.
So he's also a choreographer. So he did a lot of the choreography for these movies, and that's like how he like started. And it just was always a funny thing. So his first two movies were The Raid Redemption and The Raid 2.
Yeah.
A lot of people like The Raid Redemption is like quintessential like one of the best like action movies that's come out of Asia in the last couple of years, like a modern action movie.
I was gonna say, I think when you had asked me about it, it's like I had heard of it, and then I think you sent me a picture of it, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, like if you haven't heard, like it's been on Netflix, it's been on streaming, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It's in and out, but it's like it's a cop movie. Basically, it's like this SWAT team goes in to arrest like a kingpin of a gang, and they have to like they fight their way up the whole building. It's like everyone like it's like this like hack and slash action movie, but like I keep wanting to say kung fu, but like it's like martial art movie. It's like super.
So it's Dread. So it's Dread.
It is like Dread. It is Indonesian Dread. I swear to God, it is. That's exactly what it is.
As soon as you said they have to go up to get a kingpin, it's like. He has
cameras throughout the whole building. He has like an intercom system. He talks to him. It is Dread.
When they get high, do they do like the super slow mo as well? Like
nope, they don't get high. Damn. No slow mo. So that's actually the really fun thing about that movie is that like it's almost like John Wick in a way, where it's like it's not a bunch of quick cuts. Yeah. It's all very like there's a lot of wide angles. Camera moves fast at times. Kind of like there's one fight scene in this movie that is very like. That's like this is like yes, this was made by the guy in the Raid, the club scene.
Oh yeah.
So imagine a picture like a whole movie of that of a guy like people fighting through a building. And then the second.
Go ahead, sorry. Nope, go ahead.
The second movie is like the main character. He goes undercover in a prison to take down a huge gang outside the prison. He starts undercover and then he joins the gang, and it's just like the whole thing, but it's just hyper violent like.
Well, that's I will say like I don't think I've said this before in one of these. Not the choreography, the camera work in this. I noticed the camera work.
Yes,
like that's a wild thing to state is you notice the camera work. There's times where like there's a scene where I think he's walking into the club, and he walks into the club and he goes down like a stairs, he goes down another stairs, he goes down, he goes in, he's in the club, he's looking around the club, he sees the person, he goes around up the stairs, around and the camera is just effortlessly following it the entire way, zooms out, shows it, and then there's a scene later in the movie where his quote unquote partner, I'll say, she's in a stairwell in a fight, and it all looks like it's on hand cam because it's all just shaky and everything, but she's in a gunfight on a stairwell while running down the stairwell. So it's like the camera work was so well done based off of what was actually happening in the movie that like I said, I noticed it, and I actually said it out loud. I was like, this, I don't think I've ever like noticed it to the point where I'm like acknowledging it in the movie. Like
like the aspects like that are really great about this movie. The writing's not that great. I'll give him. He's the writer of these movies.
The fight scenes, either I'm like, all right, this is cool, or I'm like, that's just weird.
Yeah,
like there was no difference. It was either awesome or that's just kind of weird, and that's how it was the entire time. It's like when they're in the club and there's the fight scene. Like there's a couple moments in that where I'm just like, what? And there's a couple moments where I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. Because, like, there's a couple moments where, like Tom Hardy's playing, like, a dirty cop.
So, Kat watched the movie with me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, all right, spoiler. We're going to have spoilers. This is always going to have spoilers. The end of the movie, he turns himself in, and Kat's like, "Why is he turning himself in?" I'm like, "Because he was a dirty cop. He used to run with these guys." And she's like, "I didn't gather that." I'm like, "There's a whole scene about it." And then like they talk about it, and she's like, "Oh, I never got that."
Yeah, I thought he died at the end of the movie. Not gonna lie, I assumed that he just dies at the end of the movie. But yeah, so but there's a scene when they're in the fight scene in the club. There's a part of it where like he grabs a dude by like the jacket and just like pulls him down and just slams their head into like a glass table. And I'm sitting there like, I can see that. That's realistic. And then it's like, if it was a fight like that sort of thing, like, yeah, sure. But then it's like, then the girl is doing stuff like this, and I'm sitting there like,
way too good with the knife. Like, he's just like a street punk, and like
slashing the back of legs on the head.
She's like
spinning it.
She took the knives from these thugs and killed them with their own knives, like effortlessly. Didn't get hurt. Didn't get like anything. Like that was like, all right, that lost me on that one a little bit.
I was kind of that would like, but like
there's like a suspension of disbelief because you're like, Tom Hardy is this tough cop who clearly like he fights, like, and like you can see it in his. Well, I mean, he fights in real life too. He does more like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in real life. You should see videos of him showing up at tournaments. Randomly.
Oh yeah, dude, it's wild seeing it because like. He just shows up and he's just like, all right, cool. And then you watch him do it, and it's like, oh, he's not messing around. Like he actually knows, like what he's doing.
And even like Warrior. Did you ever see the movie Warrior?
Oh,
the fight movie he's in. I love that movie. Anyways, yeah, he and like even the way we're joking about the Tom Hardy walk, that's like a, that's like a don't mess with me walk. It's like the Bane walk kind of.
Yes. Actually, now that you say that, yes.
It's the Tom Hardy walk. But. Big things about this. One of the things, like another camera shot that I was thinking you might bring up is anytime they're driving a car. It was like super weird, super CGI. It was like purpose. It looked like they purposely made it look bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, like it was one of those things as well where like I was. And this may have been just because of it, like what I was noticing then, because I didn't really notice that. But anytime they were in a car or anything and they were traveling, my brain was just trying to figure out where the hell is this?
Yeah, what city is it?
Because they don't tell us.
They never really say it. Yeah, they didn't really say.
Which just like to me, it's like, of course, like with most movies, right? Like, or with most movies that I watch and stuff that I watch, it's like they do their own thing. Right, like even in like, for instance, even in like, I'm gonna just use DC for example. Like DC has Gotham, Metropolis, which they're their own separate places. Like they're still on the U.S. map, but they're their own separate places. They don't actually use like New York City like Marvel does. So like whenever there's a movie like this and they're like running around like that, I always try to figure out, okay, where is this? But like,
so I just looked it up.
Yeah,
unnamed fictional city is mostly filmed in Wales.
Yeah, see, so I mean. Yeah,
but an American city.
Yeah, so it was like that was what caught me was like the city.
Gotham is it Chicago?
No, so that's the weird thing is like so Gotham is like Chicago still exists in the DCU.
Okay,
but Gotham is its own separate thing, and like especially in like in BVS, Gotham is on one side of like the harbor, and on the other side of the harbor is Metropolis. So like they're right next to each other.
I thought Metropolis was like a. They're like a coastal city, like San Francisco.
So they portray them certain ways like that. So like when you think of, it's like I said. So it's not like with Marvel, where Marvel's just like that's New York City.
Yeah.
DC kind of did their own thing, but it's like you hear Metropolis, you can see it, and then you can kind of picture it as its own. It's like this is what it is in like in the real kind of thing. But so that was my thing though. When anytime they were driving, I was just trying to figure out. It's like.
Wales.
Yeah, didn't get Wales.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I didn't and that's the other thing is like I didn't notice, to me anyway, maybe being just because I was watching the movie, I was enjoying it, which is another thing I can bring up at the end of this that I think is an interesting one to really hit on real quick. But like I didn't really see much CGI. It felt like like the only
CGI I could point out is the driving. That's it.
I mean, other than that, the only thing I could think of was like maybe some of the blood splatter. Like that sort of thing, which like it's funny because like I have it up here right now, because of course I look we always make sure we have a little bit of information so we can actually, kind of like tell you guys things without randomly struggling, even though we still randomly struggle and have to pull stuff up anyway.
Always will.
Yeah, but when I was looking at it, because I was trying to figure out who different people were in the movie, and I wrote it up, and on Google search, when you look it up, there's so the audience rating is a 2.5, with a majority of them being 1-star reviews. I mean, like, a majority of them. So I just want to really just quickly read this 1-star review, just because I find it hilarious. Because I want to see what your opinion is while I'm reading this.
Yeah.
I tried to watch HAVOC on Netflix and made it until about an hour and 18 minutes in. So I'm just going to stop it right there.
Okay.
That's basically the movie, guys.
Yeah, I was like, the movie's not much longer than that. It's like a quick movie.
It's 107 minutes.
The movie?
The movie's 107 minutes.
Get out. Is it that short?
Yeah, this dude said I made it an hour and 18.
I was like, because the movie... Oh, so he made it through the whole movie, because I'm like, the movie's not that long.
And then it's like, then I just couldn't keep going. The movie is way too excessive with the killings. Every few minutes, someone's getting shot or stabbed, and after a while, it just feels cheesy and over the top.
Yeah, so, all right, I'm looking where I stopped at the credits, 96 minutes. So... 96 minutes. It's a solid hour. It's just an hour and a half movie.
So what you're telling me is they probably didn't even get
he finished in the cabin scene.
Yeah, which is the ending of the movie.
Yeah. All right.
So there's that, and then the storyline is honestly bad. It's just another tired plot about a corrupt cop getting mixed up with gangsters, gangster to gangster, shooting and fighting. Nothing new, nothing exciting, just the same old boring stuff we've seen 100 times before. It feels like they didn't even try to make a proper story. Which already I'm sitting there and it's like, I don't think that's any of what happened.
No, because like. Again, like what was done, like the physical parts of the movie, the fights, the acting. I thought the acting was pretty good too. Like as far as like a dumb
what
action movie.
What the
crime.
hell is this? What the hell is his name?
There's Timothy Olyphant.
Timothy Olyphant and Tom Hardy, I felt were fantastic in the movie. And
Forrest Whitaker wasn't really in much of the movie.
Yeah, he was. It was weird because like he was, and like even the scenes he was there, honestly. Yeah. I hate to say this. You could have gotten anyone to do what he did.
You could have. That was like a very...
It felt like that felt like another one of those ones where, and you see it sometimes with some of these smaller production movies. I'm going to call it a smaller production movie, but they get like 2 or 3 big names. Simply just to push the marketing of it. Or like to push it out there.
And that was... the third big name, because like looking at the cast, it's like it's Tom Hardy, Timothy Olyphant, and Forrest Whitaker, and the rest are like we had talked about this before. Zelia Mendez-Jones was in Fallout. They are kind of an up and comer, but like the rest of these I've never seen before. Jessie May Lee, who is on the title card.
Yep, she's Ellie. She's the quote, and I said like this earlier before we started recording, quote unquote partner of Tom Hardy. She was fantastic, I thought, in the movie too.
She was. She was in Shadow and Bones, another Netflix show that people like.
She was also in the movie Last Night in Soho.
I have not seen that one.
Neither have I, but I've heard of it. So
yes, so you heard of it. So
and then the only other one, I mean, not the only other one, but like Justin Cornwell was another one. He played Charlie, who was the son of Forrest Whitaker. And then, of course, for me personally, Luis Guzman being in it, I'm like, yeah, Luis,
yes, that's right. Yes, he was, and because he's not even showing up on the main list of IMDb people. He's like, yeah, that's right, he was. Also, it's Forrest Whitaker. He was kind of like a kingpin character in this. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He was like clearly like a criminal who became mayor of this unnamed city.
Yeah. And then something happened, and you know.
And him and Tom Hardy personally knew each other. He went there and saw him, and like clearly like Tom Hardy was on like his take, and like he owed him, and he's like, "This is it."
Yeah.
So basically, there's like this just chase at the start of the movie, and it's these 2 kids in the back of a tractor trailer, 2 kids driving. The cops are chasing them, shooting at them just out in the open too, which is always crazy.
Well, so the other part of that as well was like I just love the fact that like they're shooting at him, and I think it may have been Timothy Olyphant, but I'm not sure. One of them gets out, like out the side of the window and points an SMG, like a submachine gun out. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know if that is if
that's proper protocol.
Yeah, that's like when that happened. I was like, at that point, that's when the brain turned off. I was like, okay.
I do laugh. There are a lot of like shootout scenes in this where like they're like shooting at people and they're like hitting the car and they're hitting exactly where they are. I'm like, oh yeah, that person they would have died. It wasn't even like you cars aren't like bulletproof. And that's actually, there's a scene when Forest Whitaker's kidnapped by the gangsters where like the guy gets on top of his car and shoots the car with a shotgun. Yeah, and like they shoot all those people and like that just like that car wasn't bulletproof, and they're like, and so
that scene as well was great because like they're going down, so it's like there's traffic in the city, and suddenly you just see people on motorcycles driving by. So it's a person driving, someone on the back, and the person on the back they each have a shotgun, and they're just driving down in between cars, and I'm sitting there going, oh yeah, that's not suspicious. Like not at all. Like
the security guards were the most unaware security guards. Like Forest Whitaker and the lady saw them coming up, and they were just like, they didn't see them until they like touched the car, and they're like the worst security ever.
Yeah, like so, like just to hit on that, like another tire plot of a corrupt car getting mixed up with gangsters. No. That's not what it was, like at all.
Yeah.
And then it says, to be fair, so this apparently there is enough to make it a one. Like, some of the cinematic shots were actually decent.
Okay, there you go.
There was one scene with a big Asian female gangster. The lighting and atmosphere there looked good and felt more professional. But good camera work can't save a terrible movie. Also, by the way, throughout this whole thing that I'm reading, this is someone's review, and it is just littered with emojis.
Oh, weird.
It is gross.
So that's either like it's like an old boomer or a Gen Z.
It is King Shum. Shout out King Shum for the terrible freaking review.
Shout out King. Thank you for
coming. If you try to compare HAVOC with something great like Infernal Affairs from 2022, I guess we're looking this up real quick.
Something great like that?
Yeah. It's a Hong Kong crime action thriller directed by Andy Liu and Mark.
2002. Did you put 22?
Oh, yeah, he did actually. He put 2022.
But this is like he's comparing it to like an Asian crime movie.
Like an Asian crime movie that did very well.
Yeah, it has an 8.0 on IMDb.
I mean, it had a $6 million budget, made $55 million.
So like clearly, so very good movie. Like, all right,
how dare this Netflix movie not do as good as a movie that was put in theaters and. Like,
it has a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's pretty good. All right, so actually, like the other day, I watched Heat. Finally, I finished Heat, and
I can't wait to read the rest of this. Sorry, I just can't wait.
I thought that movie kind of sucked. There were aspects that are fun, but like it just didn't make sense at times. Like the writing was like all over the place, and it was 3 hours long. It was way too long.
The old, yeah, okay.
From '95, Val Kilmer. So my buddy and I were like, we're watching it. Shout out to Val. Val was great in it. The thing is, all the actors were really great in it, but the story just did not make sense at times.
Yeah, John Voight, Val Kilmer, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Tom Sizemore. Yeah, shit.
Danny Trejo. Wow. Yeah, and it's like when these guys are just starting to they're starting to creep into being older, but they're still young.
Yeah, what is it? 95. Yeah, it's a 95.
95.
Yeah. But yeah, so it says if you try to compare HAVOC, a Netflix movie, to something great like Infernal Affairs from 2002, or any real masterpiece, that's the next words. HAVOC looks even worse. No depth, no real character development, no clever writing, just violence for the sake of violence.
Well, the whole point, the point of the movie, this isn't a character developed movie. It's not that kind of movie. It's an hour and a half. It's a 90-minute movie.
And also, I would argue there is some character development with the role with Tom Hardy's character.
Yeah.
Because Tom Hardy's character, you see it throughout the movie. He starts off kind of being like, oh, I'm just doing this. Shit, this thing happened. Hey, this is this. I want out. I'm doing this to get out. And then you see the flashback of what happened that made him want to get out of everything. And then the redemption at the end of it, him being like, yeah, just send me to jail. Like,
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, I would say that, like, there's no real character development. There's still character development. No depth. There doesn't need to be depth in a freaking action movie. Like, this is a turn your brain off, watch the action movie.
Yeah.
Go.
That's what it, I guess we can only have masterpieces now.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else. It's funny. So like that's one of the things. Like I'll hit on it again here in a little bit. I just wanted to read one of the reviews from this because I saw this and I thought it was hilarious. Just seeing like the 5 is like maybe a I'd say maybe like a quarter of the bar, and then like almost half of the bar is 1-star reviews. And I'm sitting there like, obviously people can't just turn their brain off and enjoy the pew-pews. Like
no. Like I like talking to friends where I'm like, oh, they're talking about movies. I'm like, that it's pretty good. It's fun. It's whatever. And they're like, you like that movie? It's bad. I'm like, what's bad about it? They're like, oh, the writing's really bad. I'm like, that's not it's like, we can't, not every movie can be The Godfather, dude. Like,
yeah, not every movie is going to be a 10. And I think we do a decent job of making sure, like, if we give a movie a high rating, it's either because, one, we genuinely like it. Like, I think, like, Rebel Moon, I think I gave a high rating to both times, but I really liked that. But, like, most of the time, we're decently fair with it, with our ratings, I feel like. Like I said, it's a Netflix movie. It doesn't show the budget here. It's 107 minutes, so it's a little bit over an hour and a half. Like, I think you said you stopped to add an hour and a half, basically.
Yeah, it's 96 minutes.
Yeah,
so
it's literally a crime. It's literally a crime, an action thriller film is what they've listed as here. It's turn brain off, watch the pew pews happen, and enjoy some wild scenes, and some funny moments too.
Yeah, and so it's just like, I don't know. I thought the action was great. So going back to like. So this is kind of like a weird thing I noticed. So the action scene, I'm forgetting the name of the producer. It had one song by him playing when he walked in the club, and it was like that. The song was playing the whole time, and then it shifted into another one of his songs, and it's like dun 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 dun. There's like this like over bass line that keeps happening, and then throughout the rest of the movie, it keeps popping that bass line in every once in a while when something's happening.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like a little subtle like music cue.
I mean, the only one I can think of with that is like every time one woman shows up, and she just shows up.
Not that obvious, but yes, the same thing.
I mean, that stuff like that's cool though. Once you start to notice that as well, like those things are cool because it's like, okay, there's obviously a little like they're doing something there. It's like not a theme, but it's a theme. It's just
I think like so a lot of people are probably disappointed because they're like, all right, so there's a drug deal gone bad is what they think happens. So they're doing this thing, and then there's an internal thing where the second of the gang here in the city kills his boss by using the corrupt cops. The teens see the face of the corrupt cops. So the corrupt cops are trying to kill the teens. The mother of the gang boss comes to the city from unnamed country she's from, and she's like, we're killing them all. Like, we're killing these teens that killed the whole club and killed my son. And then it's all like a whodunit kind of thing amongst these people. But we know the whole time it's not that. So like, even like at one point, like the mom finds out pretty much that it's not even the kids, but she still wants to kill the kids. She's like, I don't care.
Yeah, she's just like, everyone dies now. Like
everyone dies.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's like stuff like that. Like, who's this lady? Where's she come from? What's this whole thing? Her lead like bodyguard, the blonde lady. What's her deal? Why is she so crazy? Tom Hardy kills her in the end, but you don't learn anything about her. So like. In that way, sure, you don't get that character development. You don't know anything about that. You really don't know anything about Tom Hardy either.
Yeah.
You learn that he was like a bad dad.
Yeah.
And there's a funny scene where he goes to like a convenience store and is like tries to buy like a Christmas present for his daughter. That's kind of a dumb scene.
It's a dumb scene, but it's funny at the same time because it's just like It's like the film is like setting wise it felt like Christmas time. I mean, it is Christmas time.
It was Christmas time, yeah.
I don't know how close to Christmas, but it's like Tom Hardy goes into just like basically like I don't know.
I think it is on Christmas because at the end, when his partner is going looking for him, she goes up to the ex-wife's house, and I think the daughter is opening presents under the tree.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the way to explain the store without the word that I want to use.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so he goes to like a bodega.
Yeah, there we go.
Tries to buy,
and he's like he's trying to find a Christmas present. So he picks up like 2 horses or unicorns, like a coloring book, and like a teddy bear that like looks like it's from Chernobyl and just stiff and doesn't work.
And then he goes, "Hey, can you wrap that up for me?" He's like, "In what?"
Yeah, what? I got a newspaper. He's like, "Well, throw that into
like,
that."
It's Christmas. Wrap it up.
So, okay, last 1-star review real quick, just because I find this funny. If you've ever wanted to watch a movie that feels like you accidentally booted up a clunky video game, HAVOC is your answer. Okay. Tom Hardy broods his way through every scene like he's stuck in an endless loading screen, while the plot stumbles around, trying and failing to make sense. I don't agree with that. The plot is very linear. It's boom. Like, there's no stumbling. If you having this plot be Tom Hardy, the kids, and the gangsters, all having a story that just kind of weaves between the 3 of them, if that's stumbling to you, you just need to stop trying to analyze movies at this point, because it wasn't that difficult to follow. Ever.
It's a really funny thing. So I'm actually rereading a book series right now. Mm-hmm. I finished it. I started it over again on audiobooks, called Dungeon Crawler Carl. Mm-hmm. People love it. They're loving the series. Some people have a big problem with it, that it's too simple, and it's like too simple that their brain can't wrap their brain about it.
Yeah.
There's like, it's almost like people like they need nuance, or else they're like, this movie is bad.
Yeah.
There's no nuance wrapped around this movie. It is what it is.
Then it goes, the CGI, laughably overdone. I was waiting for the HUD to pop up and tell us to press F to interact. But here's the real kicker. Nobody, and I mean nobody, in this movie ever runs out of ammo.
That is true.
It's like they have infinite clips magically refilling themselves, and they're secretly mashing the R to reload off-screen between cuts. Not a single moment of tension, no stakes, just endless, mindless shooting.
I did think about that in the club when Tom Hardy was shooting. Mm. He just kept shooting. Mm-hmm. Like how did he bring 10 mags with him? He did have a lot of pockets in that jacket in his pants. He was wearing cargo pants. So maybe
that's why he's walking awkwardly.
Because he's got so many magazines. That's it.
Makes sense. The acting, wooden. The story, a hot mess. The final emotional scene about as moving as a tutorial prompt. Honestly, watching HAVOC made me want to check if my controller was connected, because it sure didn't feel like a real movie. So the acting, wooden. I don't know. It's Tom Hardy's playing a bad cop. Tom Hardy has the same reaction in almost any movie he's playing a bad cop or a character like this. It's just the stoic, just kind of, I'm shut off.
I will say, he's in the show right now on Paramount called Bobland.
Okay.
It's a British gangster movie, mm-hmm. like a modern British gangster movie. It's got Pierce Brosnan, Meryl Streep.
Okay.
And a couple other people, but he's like the main character, Tom Hardy, and he's like the enforcer for this mob. He's like the most trusted person not in the family. He's like their fixer, their enforcer. He does this whole thing. He delegates between their enemies. He's this whole thing, and he is fantastic. It's probably one of his best roles.
Love that.
And after this, I'm going to watch the new episode that came out today.
Oh, there we go.
And it is fantastic, and it was funny because I had watched an episode and then I watched the movie with Kat. I'm like, it's Tom Hardy Day, baby.
It's Tom Hardy Day, baby. The story, a hot mess. Is that how you would describe this story? A hot mess.
If you think chaos is a hot mess, sure, because it is a very chaotic story, but it's very
Kids
that's
get
the thing
in,
is like
kids get in trouble. Tom Hardy finds out about it because he's a cop. Tom Hardy finds out the kids are related to someone that he knows. Tom Hardy goes to that person. Tom Hardy tries to find the kids. While finding the kids get in more trouble. Tom Hardy has the ending scene, had the ending where where all the things connect. End of movie.
Yeah. Dude, it's too straightforward.
It really is. Save yourself the time unless you're a hardcore Tom Hardy fan or you enjoy laughing at cinematic chaos.
There were no twists, and I wasn't shocked at all.
Yeah,
nothing shocked me about this movie.
Genuinely, the worst movie I've seen in a long time. Had all the ingredients, but unfortunately it ends up as a muddled mess of cliches and uninspiring story. Like, you can tell the people that are just like, they're trying to write reviews to be like that dude and sound like they're like they know all, like,
well, again,
full of cliches.
Movies,
and, like,
you gotta like review everything. Like, look at the Oscars now. They just made a rule that like you have to, if you are voting in a category, you have to see every movie.
I think that's. Like, I mean, that makes sense. For me.
That makes sense. Like, that's crazy that you could vote on a movie in a like if you're like, I saw this one movie, Best Picture.
Yeah, imagine that. Just you see one movie a year, it's like, boom, everything, give it to it.
Yeah.
But so like, is this a good movie? It's okay. To me, it is literally this. It is turn your brain off and watch some ridiculous chaos.
Mm-hmm.
That is Tom Hardy running around in it. Like,
all right, hear about this. I'm going to compare this movie to Dune right now. Dune 2. Dune 2 is arguably the best movie to come out in the last 10 years. Yes. Arguably, right? It will be one of the top movies of the decade. People thought, they were like, this movie is dumb and stupid and doesn't make sense. It's not straight. It's pretty straightforward. Like, I don't know. It's just very funny. That's just like,
well, it's funny
when people don't like something, it's always the same excuse.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's never like
with you saying that. Like, all I can think of real quick before I let you is Dune 2, Avatar: Way of Water. Two of the biggest movies to come out recently in the past probably 5 years, 10 years, right?
Yep.
Both of them, there's that overarching crowd of people just yelling. Ah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry it wasn't. Yeah, sorry it's not like, I don't know. Oh, Dune, I think actually the thing about Dune is like, it can be argued that the story is like, what is as good as like I'll say The Godfather again, or like one of these classic movies. It's like the story's there, the cinematography's there, the acting's there. It's all there. So like, it's just that you don't like science fiction.
Yeah. It's like you don't like science fiction, or you're reading too much into it, and now you're trying to like virtue signal a part of the movie.
So like that's like I was saying, it's like it's everyone's. It's like it's never like a real criticism to why they don't like the movie, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like, hey, Tom Hardy in this movie, he's a broken man, and it's just a movie about a broken man. You could be like, argue like, he's a broken man, all these people are broken, like, how can I have sympathy for like a group of people that are like, none of them are good people, except for the, like, you could argue like
his partner.
The partner, is like the one
Ellie.
Like good soul in this movie. Everyone else is corrupt. They're beyond saving. If you were like kind of went down that way, I'm like, sure.
Yeah. Well, it's like, so like the description of the movie is, after a drug deal gone wrong, a bruised detective must fight his way through the criminal underworld to rescue a politician's estranged son, unraveling a deep web of corruption and conspiracy that ensnares the entire city. That basically, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I would say is, like, unraveling a deep web of corruption and conspiracy, get rid of that shit. Like, that's not, like, it's not that deep of a, like...
It's very surface level corruption.
Yeah, it's very much, like, it happens. Like, the big, like, I guess, twist of, like, the demons in hockey masks isn't even a big twist when you, like...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it kind of was, like, going that, like...
Yeah, you could tell that it was going that direction, but then, like, when it happens, you're just like, oh, okay. now this makes sense. Like, it's one of those sort of things. It's like, at that point now, it's like, okay, everything makes sense now. And then it's just, but no, so this is the thing I was gonna, to wrap this all up, this is the thing I was gonna bring up right at the end here. Because I saw one of our friends, Xander, actually mentioned this and put it out there. And I thought it was an interesting thing, so I didn't actually comment on it or, like, read any of the responses that he had. But it's, do you watch movies these days to enjoy the movie, or do you watch movies these days to watch the movie?
Yeah.
And that's
a good, I like that point.
Like, right, that's kind of, I feel like that's where it is these days. Because, like, it's one of those things where, like, for instance, this movie, I knew nothing about this movie. All I knew was that DeNutte told me to watch it and had Tom Hardy. That's like, that's it. That's all I knew.
It was made, I told you, I'm like,
yeah.
It might be a little weird, but it's because I was like, it's made by a guy who makes Indonesian action movies. So it's like, there are things in it that are going to be like, what's going on?
Yeah. So it's like,
what? Yeah. Like I mean, like I always go. We keep going back to I keep going back to the club scene where like.
Well, that was the most obvious. Like,
yeah.
That was like literally that was the most obvious of like that. This isn't an American action sequence. Like, there's nothing about it that said American action sequence.
So I haven't brought this up yet. So there's another. I think it's on Netflix called Gangs of London.
Yes, he also did that, right?
He did the first 5 episodes.
Okay.
And it's I didn't know that. And I thought, and so like, I did know it at the time, and I kind of thought he did the whole thing, and I was looking to it before we started, and I'm like, oh, he did the first 5 episodes. After the first 5 episodes, the show takes a weird turn, and it's bad. So like
interesting.
I even talked about that with one of my buddies. I'm like, yo, the first episodes were awesome, and then it kind of fell off, and he's like, absolutely. He's like, I stopped watching the second season. I can't get through it.
Interesting.
So it's and it's one of the guys from Peaky Blinders. You watch Peaky Blinders, right?
I have seen it, yes.
So the brother that dies kind of early on, season 2 or 3.
Okay.
The blonde one, the pale blonde one.
Oh, okay. Yep.
He gets shot outside of his house.
Yep.
He's the star of like Gangs of London.
Oh, okay. All right. So he never actually died in Peaky Blinders. He just went.
He resurrected into like a modern gangster in London.
That makes sense. I like it. Yeah. So for me, for this movie, like I didn't like I said, that's all I knew. I knew it was Tom Hardy, that it was on Netflix, and that it was, made by Gareth Evans. That's all I knew. So I was watching this movie to watch it. And I brought it up earlier, like a movie like Rebel Moon or even Avatar. I watch those movies to enjoy those movies because those are movies that I genuinely have enjoyed in the past. I like the way they're done, like that sort of thing. So it's interesting that, like, when you brought that up, I was like, "What do you mean? Like, of course you can watch a movie and enjoy it at the same time." But then I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, I see what he's saying. Are you turning your brain off and watching a movie, or are you actually sitting there and being able to enjoy what you are actually seeing? Because
I'm sitting down to have an experience, enjoy it, or you're watching it to be like to pick it apart.
Yes. And that's the thing is, like, because we've talked about that before, where it's like certain movies, it's like, look, if you're not going to be invested in watching the movie, don't watch it. Like, put it off until you are like, okay, I have 2 hours where I can literally just lock in on just this. Then you do it then. Like, there's a couple of them like that we've brought up over the last couple of years now doing this, where it's like, perfect situation for that. Just turn brain off, watch movie. Completely different category.
There have been movies that I turned on, I'm like, I hate this. And then I'm like, you know what? I was too hard. I just put it on to watch it. People talked about it. I'll watch it and really give it an effort, and I ended up really liking it.
Yeah.
There's some movies that is not the case, where I'm like, I just don't like this movie. But
you mean like the Ben Affleck medieval one there that we watched? That one.
That one's okay.
That was okay.
It's
but like I said, I thought
the acting was good.
Yeah, I mean, when you have those actors, it better be good.
Yeah, right.
But no, I just thought it was an interesting one, especially seeing as many negative things as I did, because it's one of those things where, like, turn brain off, watch pew pew action chaos. Like, it's like that's what's up. Like, that's always going to be a thing. Like, no matter what happens in cinema, blood, violence, like action thriller, turn brain off, pew pew, that sort of thing is always going to be a subgenre, a genre of movies, just like shitty sci-fi movies are. And there's a lot of shitty sci-fi movies that are great.
Yeah.
So
all right, I'll go back to it. I've just kind of just been like scrolling through Forrest Whitaker's IMDb, which is insane, by the way.
Massive hits. What the hell are you doing?
He's been in a lot of stuff. I'm looking at, all right, 2008, this movie Street Kings came out.
Street Kings,
and directed by David Ayer, who did like Fury and
Suicide Squad.
SWAT.
He did
Training Day. He did a bunch of stuff.
Didn't he do the Netflix one with Will Smith and the Orcs?
Which I love that movie.
That's a good movie.
They committed to the sequel because I love that universe they built. People hated that movie. So like David Ayer's always been like a up and down kind of guy. Mm-hmm. Like Harsh Times is one of his first movies starring Christian Bale. He was like special forces soldier, came back to LA, became like a full-on gang member, hitman. That movie might have been one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Like to this day, Harsh Times might be the worst movie I've ever seen. If he did this movie 2008 Street Kings, I remember seeing it in theaters. Keanu Reeves, Forrest Whitaker, Hugh Laurie, Chris Evans, Terry Crews, Cedric Entertainer, Naomi Harris, Jay Moore, Common, Noel Guglielmi. He plays Hector in all the movies. He's like the gangster. Anyways. And that movie was such a piece of shit, but people loved it when it came out. And that was another corrupt cop movie, and that movie sucked. So like that movie was all story with things of action, where I'm like, a lot of these movies that are like praised, like Heat, there are a lot of things in Heat that just don't make sense. And like people are like, perfect movie. Where I'm like at the end of Heat, so Natalie Portman's in Heat 95, so she's like a young teenager, like preteen teenager. She's in the movie in like 2 scenes of the movie, quick scenes, and then third scene she's in towards the end of the movie. Al Pacino's her stepdad. Al Pacino catches his wife cheating on him, so he leaves and goes back to his apartment that he still has, and he finds her in his bathtub. She cut her wrists trying to kill herself. And then they go to the hospital, and the mom's like, we can make this work, right? And he's like, nah, babe, the job's calling me. I got to get out there. It was such like a weird scene because like out of nowhere, she just tries to kill herself. Like you don't get any of this like thing that she was depressed or whatever. Like sure, her dad was an absentee father or whatever. Like you don't and it's just like this whole thing. It's like completely out of nowhere. And then she like they go to the hospital. Like it's like literally, wife cheats on him, apartment, hospital, like all in a sequence. And like it just was like this 20-minute plot like sequence where like you could have left it at she cheated on him, and then like that was it.
Yeah,
they added this extra 20 minutes of the movie that like just didn't need to be there. And so like you have all these movies that are like art, but like it means nothing. Like everything this movie happens, it's to drive the plot.
Yeah,
like this happens, one thing happens, like, and it leads to something else happening. Like there's movies like that are like, it just, this doesn't play, like what is the point of this?
Yeah, they're adding stuff to add it instead of adding it to advance where we're going.
So like what people have with this movie where it's clunky, it's like everything means it drives the point to something else.
Yeah, we're literally just like everything that's happening, literally like you said, everything that happens in the movie is either 1, advancing the movie forward, or 2, is setting up the final scene at the cabin. That's it. Like there's no side things that don't make sense. There's one flashback, which literally sets up the whole quote-unquote character development that we talked about with Tom Hardy. That's it. Like, there's nothing else. Everything else is there for a reason. Like, it's not just suddenly out of nowhere. It's like, hey, let's go to Krispy Kreme.
Couple really random acts of violence. When that guy goes to the hospital, kills a cop, blows him away, and then blows away the wife. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen.
Yeah,
kills her.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And then like another one when they show up to the club, like the friend is like, I know where they're going to be. I'll bring you to them.
Oh yeah, and then they just off him.
And they fight, and then like she just walks by and just lights him up, and I'm like, yep, violence.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Yeah. That's
it's like dark. That's dark.
Yeah, that's just murder for murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna overly harsh this movie. It's a solid turn your brain off if you want to just, enjoy some chaos and just, oh my god, holy shit, like that sort of thing. There you go. If you're looking for some substance and some, some emotional tearing and some, like, and I'm gonna word it like this, and it's probably gonna be wrong, but I don't know why you're on Netflix to start looking through Netflix original movies for that. Like, there are some good ones on there, but if I hate to say it, if we're looking for a Tom Hardy movie, and you're thinking for those things.
So I was on Tom Hardy IMDb. He is the number 6 most popular celebrity based on IMDb rankings right now.
Yep.
I'll give you the top 10. Caitlin Dever, Isabella Marquez, The Last of Us.
Okay.
Pedro Pascal's number 3. Minka Kelly is number 4. Don't know why she's on there.
Yeah,
Shout out Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, because Minka Kelly, baby, that's why.
Bella Ramsey's number 5. So very heavy Last of Us. Haley Steinfeld, 7.
Makes sense.
Sinners. Coogler, 8.
Yep.
Makes sense. Emma Corrin, I don't know what she's in.
She probably name sounds familiar.
She was in Nosferatu. That's so.
Oh, okay. All right, yep.
And then number 10 is a child actress I've never seen before.
Makes sense.
She was 34,000, and then she went up to 10 right now. I don't know what's going on with that, but it is a very funny list. Tom Hardy's on there because Tom Hardy's kind of killing it right now. But then it's like The Last of Us, Tom Hardy, Sinners.
Yeah.
Top 10.
Boom. There you go.
I do want to see Sinners. People are really raving about it.
I've seen some scenes online and some things online, and that movie just looks fantastic. It's
Coogler, dude. It's Coogler, and it's Michael B. Jordan.
Yep, MBJ.
Yeah.
The thing as well that I've heard, the big thing is this is the first time in recent time where we've gotten a new twist on a vampire movie. Yeah. Which is a nice thing to see, because it's always that thing of like, most times whenever it's a vampire movie or it's a this movie or it's a that movie or it's a this movie or it's that, it's always the same kind of beat. Like, have you seen Nosferatu?
I haven't. I will. I'll see it when it comes on streaming.
I watched it on in Discord with some people, and like that movie is just weird. But it was it hooked me though. Like, it was weird to the point where I couldn't stop watching it. But yet again, kind of a very
the
similar.
Same guy who did the Norseman.
Yeah.
Or not Norseman. The whatever you're talking about.
Yeah. Very similar though to kind of different, a little bit of a different twist on vampire, but still But this one apparently though is so wildly different, and I don't know. I want to see Sinners. Sinners looks dope.
Sinners does look dope.
I'm glad I re-added that to my list of movies that I wanted to see this year, because
Haley Steinfeld's supposedly awesome in it too.
Yeah.
I did see a joke about it was what's his name? Kang. Why am I blanking on his name?
Oh, Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
Yes, he had come out and was like, "Congrats to my brother Michael B. Jordan. We may not talk, but I'm so proud of him."
Mm-hmm.
And because he actually just came out with a movie that's supposed to be pretty.
Yeah, the bodybuilding one.
Yeah.
Is it that one? Yeah, that one. I've there's a bodybuilder that I follow on TikTok, and he said it's not going to be for everyone.
No,
but
definitely
people that are in the industry, when they watch it, will be like, yeah, this movie fucks. That sort of thing.
So I just saw some people who were like, it would have been awesome if he was still around. You could have made him, because Michael B. Jordan plays 2 characters.
Yep.
The cousins, I believe.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's cousins or brothers.
Brothers? I think they're cousins, but they're identical.
Yeah,
maybe that's a plot point we don't know about yet. But some people have been like, yo, if Jonathan Majors was the other character, that would have been that would have just driven it even further.
Yeah. That would have been wild.
Because the first movie I saw with Jonathan Majors, we're just going on tangents now.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors, he did this movie called Last Black Man in San Francisco. And it was the first thing I ever saw with him. And it was it blew me away. Well,
the funny thing as well is that on the Jonathan Majors thing, Avengers Kang Dynasty was supposed to release.
May 2nd.
Yeah, so it's
you took it away from us.
How dare you? Yes, that's it though. It's turn your brain off.
Turn your brain off. HAVOC's fun. It's fun.
Have some fun with it. That's all we got though for this one. Next week should be a fun one potentially. Oh, it depends on that man right over there. Not Tom Hardy over here, but that one over there.
Should be PAX. Should do PAX review,
baby. PAX review, where DeNutte tells me all the cool things that happened to PAX because yet again I didn't get my.
If I were going to like multiple days of PAX, I would definitely go to a panel.
Yes. Well, it's one of those things. Like if because I said it last year, I think as well, and I think I said it to someone else. If I'm gonna do PAX or if I'm gonna do TwitchCon at some point, like one of the two of them, because if I do anything, it's those two, right? That's it. PAX because it's close, TwitchCon because it's the big one. If I do either one of those, I'm going for the entire thing, and it's that simple. The problem is for me is getting the funds so I can do said thing. Yeah,
because you got to get the hotel for X amount of days. You got to get the badge. So like it's $90 for a 1 day, and I don't know what the 4 day badge is.
Probably doing like a deal or something like that. Where it's like $250 or something.
Well, you know what the really annoying thing about the badge is? So we're going to talk about this. You order a badge.
Yep.
And if you order it way ahead of time, you have to get it shipped to you.
Okay.
And so you have to pay the $15 for the badge to get shipped to you.
Okay.
But say you ordered it like 3 weeks before PAX, you could just do will call, and then so you don't have to pay that $15.
That's wild.
But I mean, I'm going Saturday. Saturday always sells out first. So I've actually never been on a Saturday. I've gone on like the last 3 Fridays. So Saturday's fun. Should be. It's going to be overwhelming.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear all the things that happened and all.
And we always show up late somehow. We always show up like it opens at 10. We always show up at like 11. I want to show up like before doors open this year. So
so like you're in there right off rip.
Yeah. I want to get in there right away. So
I dig it. Because that's what we got there. At some point, I don't remember the exact date, so that's also one just so you have a heads up on that one.
Lorcana.
The next Lorcana set comes out is called Reign of Jafar, and it's going to be not me versus DeNutte, but it's going to be me and DeNutte versus Jafar. So that will be a fun, interesting one. Yeah. That'll be an interesting one to see because, like I said, I don't know how that's going to look. So of course,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But so we got all sorts of stuff coming down the line like that. We got that. We got some more reviews. We got some more just random talks. Some more just discussion things. So yeah. But thank you all for stopping by and hanging out today. We appreciate it as always, and depending on where you are, morning, afternoon, even night, stay safe, and we talk to y'all later. Okay, bye.